How's it going, everyone? It's Daikin here, bringing you another Melty Blood Type Lumina video, and today I want to talk about teching in the air. So specifically, what type of different techs are there, and when should you air tech, and when will air teching actually give you in trouble? Let's go and break down air teching within Melty Blood Type Lumina. So right off the bat, you should know when it comes to teching itself, essentially you just have to press a button on any recoverable frame. So you can hold the button, and holding the button will actually allow you to recover on the first available frame for you to recover. But if you are actually getting hit and you get hit and you know that they drop the combo, then you can essentially wait to tech at a later time. That is something typically you won't really probably utilize, but you basically do it. As you can see, I'm checking later than normal, so I can tech extremely low to the ground like that. If I hold the button, you'll see how high I actually tech in the air, so like that, and then tech very close to the ground. So you could vary the timing of your actual air teching by tapping the button when you are in recovery state rather than holding the button to actually get it on the first recovery frame. Now, of course, the different type of techs, there's a neutral tech, there's a back tech, and there's a forward tech. Now, the reason why we are talking about this is because we're going to be talking about different things that actually make it to where you are unsafe when it comes to actually teching in the air, and things that you should probably be doing instead, and some things about classic Melty that sort of resurface within this game. Now, another key thing about air teching that some people still don't realize is that you actually gain additional air options back once you actually air tech. So you gain an air dash and a jump available to you after air tech. So if you see, I'm going to jump and dash at the opponent, and you'll see that I still have some options. So I'm a double jump and then air dash. And as you will see, I was actually able to get another jump and air dash because I recovered in the air. So the game just gives you an additional jump and air dash even if you exhausted all your options previously. Now, something secret also about this that some people don't know is if you do this, you actually gain additional options and your air dash is refreshed if you actually use your moon drive. So maybe you made a mistake when you tech and your opponent read the way you were going and they're about to like anti-air you, then maybe popping moon drive to gain those additional air options will benefit you to get out of a sticky situation, especially if you're in your last life and you know this is like the end of you if you get hit by whatever your opponent's about to do to you. So understanding that you have that at your disposal to where you can gain additional air options after you exhausted your additional air options from air teching, then this could potentially save you in those situations. So why are we talking about air teching today inside Melty Blood Type Lumina? Well, by now you probably already know that you can actually block normals within the air as long as it's an air to air. However, you can't block them when they're grounded. So if the opponent is grounded, the normals that they press will anti-air you and you cannot block these. This also goes for certain things even when you're in block stun. So this is going to be very important because there's certain things that some characters in this game can do that allow them to basically air tech trap you. So if you tech in the air versus say something like this versus Roa, then he can get an unblockable attack for you on you. So there are certain situations where you tech directly into things and then they can get an unblockable on you. So I'm going to showcase one of those examples right now with Roa. And that essentially is what the unblockable look like. So he puts you in block stun from your air teching, and because you can't block grounded normals, he is just able to punish you, and depending on what he starts with, it could definitely be a devastating combo. This can also be said if you were trying to just use your tech options, like for example, if I was just trying to forward tech, if I was just holding forward tech, because I think he was going to do this, bam, you're still caught, and bam, he gets a combo as well. So as you can see, it can be pretty devastating. So what can you do versus situations like this? Well, there are a couple of things. One, if you want to play it absolutely safe, one thing you can for sure do is you don't have to tech. Now, he will get a little bit of extra damage, but he doesn't get the actual confirm what he get before. He'll be able to get some damage, but it will heavily scale because of the type of combo it is. Or you can alter the actual way you are teching. So remember before we said you can choose when to tech. So if I choose to tech a little bit later, as you see, the interval frames help me jump forward through the actual lightning strikes. So rather than holding the button in this case versus a character like Roa, because they like to try to do resets and stuff like that sometimes, this could be something that can help you get out of the situation using the tap method of trying to air tech. Now, another method you could try to do, we know that you have your air options, so you could try to use those. So we're going to try to like back tech here, back tech, jump, and then try to like jump out. Now this one is definitely a little bit riskier because you're using all your air options to try to avoid the situation like this. Now characters with longer air dashes like Roa may be able to get away with it, but if the person sees what you're doing and they chase you accordingly, then you could be in a sticky situation. But don't forget, along with those additional air options you get with Moon Drive, this can help you get out of the situation as well. So if you want to tech back, jump, use that, and then try to like get away with something like that to try to, you know, maybe our opponent is trying to like anti-air us, but we use the Moon Drive so we get the extra jump, or the air dash back or something like that we get to utilize and try to throw them off guard and potentially punish them for trying to punish us for coming on the ground because we had Moon Drive at our disposal. So you can turn a sticky situation for you into your advantage. So this is just some of the many examples that can come up with like a character like Roa. There's plenty of other characters that can do this, or not plenty, but a couple of other characters. Akia is one for sure that can actually do this. And once again, it's just going to be the same situation of utilizing these options, understanding that you have these actual options at your disposal, being able to tech out and stuff like that. Now, depending on the actual setup and how close the opponent is, you can also just decide to tech and hold shield. Now, we said before, and some people still don't know, in block stun and on wake up, you can hold shield as you're teching. So in the moment you tech and you hold shield, it will give it to you frame one. The same thing if you're blocking. If you're blocking and you're holding shield in a person's block stun, while you're in block stun, it will give you shield the first gap there is. So the first frame on gap, you will get that shield out. So just showcasing this once more, you can decide just to do this if you're teching, and you could get out like that. So it depends on the setup that the actual Roa player is doing. I know some people say some of these doing the shield can be for a guaranteed punish because I guess he isn't either recovery or the super in time, but other times it could also just be the spacing of the character that's doing, like for example if Akia does it, which we're about to showcase right now. So this is what an Akia one look like. This is just a small quick example that I came up with, but as you see, she recovers way quicker than say Roa does. So trying to do something like the shield thing that we're talking about, where you could try to shield it and then potentially punish, this is going to be much harder on her. Now from this example, it's going to say that it actually punished her, but from actually testing it, she can definitely shield back because she actually has recovered from the actual super. So this is something that's going to be a little bit more difficult, but hers is fairly easier to get out of because of what it actually covers. It doesn't cover like the, you know, this space very well, but the thing about it as well, if you do something like this, you are putting yourself at a, you know, a bit like disadvantage, because if the opponent see that you did forward tech, then they can actually chase that and punish you for trying to, like, you know, land and whatever. You do have your air options, so don't forget you do have those at your disposal. So if you decide to, like, maybe if you're holding back, which most people do, and then you see that that's happening, you could try to jump out. And then of course the Moon Drive if you really need it. So just understanding that these are options you could do. You could do no tech as well, depending on what they do. So something like this, you can no tech, and then I guess you would have to hold a little bit in the mix up. So it just depends on what you want to do. Or you can shield as soon as you wake up. Don't forget, if you start holding shield right away, you will get it frame one. So that's something you could do too. So the no tech as well. So just understanding that this is something that can happen, and this is probably why you're getting like tech trapped and stuff like that, and understanding your options behind it, I think is very important. So I just wanted to make this quick video today explaining this, and hopefully you guys understand this a little bit better. Anyway, if you like anything I have to say, drop me a like, I greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, follow me on my socials. Also, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so the next video goes live. As always, my name is Daikin, and I'll see you next time. Signing out.